What's up guys, we have seen some crazy volatility this week. In this video I will look at ILUS and the latest update from management, and I will discuss an important shareholder letter that I didn't get to discuss last week. ILUS has dropped way below fair value in my opinion, and that can be seen by the crazy volatility in the share price. ILUS literally gapped down 20% on Wednesday morning and then proceeded to gain 40% over the rest of the week. This is crazy and we will look at this later when I look at the charts. If you like this content, can you smash the like button? It literally costs you nothing, but it helps me out so much and shows me that you want to see me create more ILUS related content. My most recent ILUS video got over 290 likes, helped me make this one even more successful. Now let's get into it. So earlier this week, ILUS provided an update after the company recently held its first quarter board and management team meetings in Dubai from the 14th to 18th of February. So I'm just going to pick out the most important points from this. In terms of progress, ILUS has concluded its first round of manufacturing and distribution acquisitions, with one still to be announced that the market is aware of. ILUS had received approval for the go-ahead of its first phase deal in Southeastern Europe, which it will announce soon. With several government departments involved, ILUS is reliant on each to complete their administrative processes before it can announce the full details of the deal, which includes substantial government subsidies and incentives. Now, I've said this before that it's incredibly important for the future of a company to be obtaining these deals, including governments. It's kind of similar to a proof of concept for a new technology. Once a company can gain government partnerships in one country, these deals tend to lead on to possible deals with other governments in other countries. So the value of this cannot be understated. In addition to completing its first phase of acquisitions, ILUS has successfully raised $15 million in funding to develop and drive these businesses forward. This includes funding for further business optimization and for ILUS' next round of acquisitions, which have been progressing behind the scenes for many months. ILUS remains in a very strong position to exceed its revenue targets for 2022 and deliver on key milestones during the year. Many of these in the next round of acquisitions have already gone through their second rounds of due diligence, and the board is targeting 2 to 3 completed acquisitions per quarter, and it has subsequently approved further expansion for the acquisition team to ensure delivery of this target. So this is huge. When we think about the number of companies that ILUS has acquired throughout 2021, and now they're expecting 2 to 3 per quarter for 2022, so that means anywhere between 8 and 12 companies to be acquired this year. This is a huge expansion coming in 2022. And ILUS has already started the process of getting its acquired companies audited. These audits are important not only for ILUS to become fully reporting, but also for several valuations which are due to take place over the coming months. This is one of those things that needs to be done in order to list onto a major exchange. The entire group of companies needs to be fully audited. So I see this as very positive that it is being mentioned here. Kind of reading between the lines, this process is to ensure that when the time comes to uplist, that there will not be any little unforeseen errors that could cause problems. They have not said this is due to uplisting, but I think this is what it is. Again, in terms of expanding, ILUS will be adding 25 key members of staff to its team over the next 6 months, excluding the 300 it plans to add to its Southeastern Europe. So over the last few months, I've seen a lot of comments saying that ILUS is finished because the share price is dropping, but ILUS is not finished. Maybe the day traders have moved on to other company stock, but the company itself in this case is just getting started. ILUS is opening its new US headquarters in Boca Raton and new offices in Dubai. ILUS is becoming a truly global company. The ILUS manufacturing facility in Dubai, which is currently utilised Firebug, TVC and BCD Fire, will now have additional space available as required for their growing order intake and planned projects. ILUS is currently in the process of setting up legal entities for its subsidiary companies, including ERT, which will be a US corporation. And ILUS is focused on growing ERT aggressively, with further acquisitions to be added over the coming months, including the execution of a very large acquisition in the US. Now, something that we don't talk about very much is ILUS taking part in trade shows and exhibiting products to potential customers, but ILUS will be appearing at FDIC in Indianapolis in April and Interschutz in Germany in June. These are big events. FDIC International offers thousands of fire and rescue professionals from around the world, classrooms, workshops, hands-on training evolutions, and the most innovative products and services available to the industry, displayed by over 800 exhibiting companies. This will be a huge networking opportunity for ILUS to obtain potential new customers or possibly even potential new acquisition targets. And then Interschulz in Germany will provide the same opportunities, but this is a major event with some of the world's biggest companies exhibiting. The likes of Mercedes-Benz, Audi, or the Volkswagen Group, to name just a few. This will provide a great opportunity to really promote awareness of ILUS to the European markets and hopefully could lead to more contracts for the company. Looking at the chart over the past few months, we can see this steady drop that ILUS had after hitting its all-time high of 50 cents in November, and began to drop quite steady into January. However, at this point the stock nosedived from over 30 cents right down to 10 cents in mid-February. But when we look closer over the past 2 weeks, I think that we can see the beginning of a reversal where the stock had been dropping so much. Friday was the first sign of life in the market for some time, with ILUS finishing the day at 15 cents, having gained 17% on the day. This is a day where there was no press release from the company, simply there was a little bit of positivity. The Dow was up 2.5%, Nasdaq was up 1.5%, and ILUS was up 17%. And this had been similar to what had been going on for the past 2 months, where the markets have dropped a couple of percent, ILUS has tumbled. But I actually feel that the drop in the markets is coming to an end. There is only so far that stocks can drop before they become seriously undervalued. Now, there's been a lot of talk saying that a market crash is coming, but it is already here and has been for quite some time. A lot of stocks have fallen 80, even 90% from their highs over the past year. And while some stocks were grossly overvalued before, right now some stocks are very undervalued. I feel that this is the time to be looking at where the value is in the current market, like for example, another stock that I cover on the channel, Gevo Inc. Gevo is building their multi-million-dollar Net 1 plant that will have net EBITDA of between 150 and 200 million per year by 2025. This stock has dropped 85% down to just $3, and now the market cap of Gevo is little more than the net assets, which is incredible. Or Nano Dimension, which has dropped to $3.50 and a market cap that is now less than the net current assets, which makes no sense at all. So there is definitely bargains to be got in the market right now. By the way, if you would like to check out either of these companies, they should be appearing in the top right hand corner around now, or you can click on the links in the description below. Now, something that I forgot to mention in last weekend's video was Nick Link's shareholder letter discussing T trades. Just to be clear for anyone who is unaware of this, a Form T is a form that brokers are required to use to report transactions that occur after the market's usual hours. Trades that occur outside of the regular market hours are referred to as T trades. So Nick is discussing after hours trading here. This is regards to the dumping of shares that has gone hand in hand with the share price dropping. Since the T trades first started, it appears that as of yesterday, approximately 70 million shares have been sold under T trades. If these T trades were coming from a single holder, the only holder that could have held a block this size is GPL Ventures. We can confirm that no other single party has ever been issued more than 65 million shares. If the above assumption is correct, it would indicate that there is possibly only somewhere around 5 million shares still to be sold under T trades. After this, we must assume that there will not be any more, but management cannot say for sure. In conclusion, we cannot state the above as fact, and it is certainly not meant to represent any form of trading advice. This is just a letter in response to shareholders questioning these trades over the past few weeks. Even across social media, I've seen so many comments about shares being dumped that I think it was only right for management to address this with a shareholders letter. So guys, what do you make of this statement? This is a little bit dated now, by the way. This was the 16th of February. I just forgot to mention it in last week's video. But what do you think will happen with ILUS over the coming weeks and months? Drop me a comment and let me know if you are selling, holding, or buying this dip. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash the like and enjoy the rest of your weekend.